What is up, y'all? Welcome to the latest episode of Dead End Gaming, and this week we are without BZ430 and Tyler Durden for their own reasons. Wish them well. Today you're stuck with me, the Eric V, and I'm joined by Granddad Willie.
Granddaughter, 1,000 hours, album of the century. Sometimes the Detroit presence ain't here, but you got Gary niggas right here, so we close enough. We close enough.
And Willie, Michael Jackson, Freddie Gibbs in that order. We got we got Kevin, Mr. Bloodbath.
Kevin, this bitch.
Hey.
I really would have commented on the Willie thing, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I do it every time because you know you're wrong.
Cam, leave it alone.
It was bait. It was bait.
Look, Cam, leave it alone. Look, you ain't from there. You don't know. Look, you gotta be on them. You gotta step on them grounds once in a while before you can add
I'm
a
gonna
comment.
leave it alone because we got company here. I ain't trying to cause a scene over the company.
Nah, don't act good on my behalf. Let that happen, bro.
That last voice you heard is friend of mine, homie, Sonny Says. Welcome to the stream.
I mean, I don't got like a cool thing to come in with like the rest of y'all. That's weird.
I never do.
But yeah, what up, y'all? I know, but see, the thing is that Eric has that persona that he's like too cool to have the cool thing to jump into. But I feel like I should have.
It's more for time when you walked in.
You got to deal with it.
It's always sunny in wherever you at. It's like do that.
I would never say that because it's never sunny where I'm at. I am the asshole of every group.
Finally, the sun is here. That's how you enter on some wrestling shit.
So, Sonny,
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about. Let's say your gaming history. Tell us something about your gaming history. How did you start gaming?
Oof.
What was your first console, maybe?
My first console was the NES. And I remember way back when like my older cousins was playing, like they would play like Super Mario and they'll play like Duck Hunt. Damn, I could go back like Gumshoe, Mappy Land, Double Dragon. We could talk. But yeah, so I remember all of that. I mainly play like fighters and stuff like that because I was always big about going to the arcade and playing like Street Fighter Alpha, Killer Instinct.
No Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, especially Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 during that time. I was big on that. And just going there with my older cousin and just gambling off of me, this little 10, 11-year-old kid. Yo, I bet you my little cousin beat your ass. And they'd be like, yeah, whatever, put money up in, I handle business. And we'll walk out there a couple dollars on the weekend. So yeah, that was like really like my gaming thing. And then like shooters, playing a lot of shooters. GoldenEye, playing that with my homies too. Same homies I play with now on my stream. We've been playing GoldenEye, or we've been playing shooters since then. And yeah, man, I'm just big about shooters. I'm big about story-based games. I'm big about writing and stories. Eric knows that about me. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
All right. So, as you heard, Sonny is a Twitch streamer. If somebody was to pop into your stream, shooting games, what else?
You're going to see Apex. You're going to see something story-based. You're definitely going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially when that drops on June 10th. I'm playing through that again because I'm definitely playing through Integrate again. You're going to see that. You're going to see a nice, long, slow playthrough of that. 60 frames and that extra stuff. What else am I playing? I want to get back into fighters, so Guilty Gear is coming out. That's definitely gonna be a thing, and King of Fighters is definitely gonna be a thing when that drops. And yeah.
All right, word. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Sonny has a PS5, predominantly a PC player, right? Especially for your shooters, no controllers.
No controllers, mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I have a PS5. I've only used it recently for Returnal. That's about it. There's nothing else really out right now. So, but yeah, predominantly PC if I can help it. Even if it's a third party, a third person shooter or something like that, I'm probably gonna play a mouse and keyboard before I touch anything else.
Okay.
Easier to aim.
We had a funny conversation featuring Returnal that we're not going to get into, but I'm sure that you could upload that clip to Twitter. We had it over Mario Party if you need a clue as to what that is. But I don't think Willie, you haven't played Returnal, right?
Bring that up.
No, not yet. I'm gonna finish Resident Evil 8 first, and I'm gonna start it.
Okay, and you either, Kevin?
I don't have a PS5, so I can't play Return.
Okay.
Seeing what it looked like, I wasn't gonna play it no way. So
hold up, what made you disinterested?
One, I don't really play Dark Souls type games where I die and come back a lot,
the roguelikes,
stuff like that. That's really dope. Yeah, that was mainly the only thing that deterred me. It wasn't nothing else about it that mess with me. I was like, nah, fuck this. It was just like, bro, that's not really my genre. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have felt the same way had I not played Hades beforehand, because Hades really sold me on the roguelike aspect of because I've never played those types of games before. But when I played Hades and I really loved Hades, I was like, okay, I'm willing to give this genre more of a shot. And then when I heard Returnal was a roguelike and it looked great, it was up my alley. I was like, all right, I'm getting this game.
And that's crazy. That's crazy because Hades, I looked at Hades, I was like, there's no way this game is entertaining. And then I saw Returnal, I was like, I gotta play this shit. So I don't know, it's just kind of reversing me, but I'm glad I did. I finished it over the weekend. It's a great game. It's really cool.
Okay. Returnal's really cool. I don't know if I'll ever get into it because of the whole roguelike thing. Maybe though, because you can finish it pretty quick. If once you get used to it, can't you finish Returnal in one sitting? That's how you're supposed to finish it anyway, right? Or not? Eventually.
You can definitely finish it in one sitting. But the way it's kind of built out is you go around, you're doing things, you're building up your character, you're buffing your character as much as you can by doing the various things. And then you go straight through to the final, you have to go through the different levels to the final boss. The game really is 2 hours. I know, in all honesty.
Okay.
See, play it straight through.
That might incentivize me because I was talking on a stream last night about how back in the day I used to just always complain about games being short. Even with Miles Morales, when we were talking about that at the end of last year, I'm just like, I fuck with these short games, please. because I play JRPGs and it's just
those take forever.
They take so long, bro. They take so long. You put one on your list, then you out of commission from playing new shit for a minute, unless you just letting shit sit in your backlog. So that was my hang up about Returnal. I'm just like, if I can, play it real quick and get it over with, get it out the way. I love that. As much as I love Persona 5, it's 150 on one playthrough. That's not Persona 5 Royal, but that shit is part-time job. Yeah, bro, for real. That shit is crazy, man. That's a time sink. But yeah, that's what's up, man. Let's get into what we've been playing. I'm gonna start with you, Kevin.
All right, so I've been playing some more God of War finally. Here's how I'm not that far into the game. I just got the Blades of Chaos. So
actually, that's kind of farish, right?
You're about midway.
About midway? Oh, okay, cool. So just unlocked those. So yeah, it's still fun. Still enjoying it. The thing about that game is its controls are so different than other modern single player story games. It's I'll play it for a little bit and I'll have to reteach myself to play every time because I only play it 2-3 times a week. I don't play it as often as I play Apex or 2K. Something I'll play daily. It's that game. I'm like, oh yeah, can I do this again? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't jump. So I got to remember I can only jump into certain shit. It's oh yeah, Kratos is so big and strong. He can only jump on certain occasions. That's right. So I always forget about that quick turnaround. If you press down on the pad, he turns around instantly. I forget about that shit at least 4 times per play.
You don't play enough Resident Evil, that's why.
Right. I've never played one. So yeah.
Never.
You never played Resident Evil?
Not once. So,
hold up. I know you said you're not into scary games, right? I know you said that's not your genre.
Scary games, people, movies, books.
Resident Evil 4 is not that scary. There's some horror imagery or whatever, but you should definitely play it.
I've seen it. It's a nice looking game. It's been around for a long time.
And we getting a remake eventually.
Nice looking game. I remember watching people play it when I was younger, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool.
It's a good action
It's
game.
acting,
man.
Resident Evil 5, you can play that with a friend. Things are always
Yeah,
less
that's
scary
all
with friends.
Isn't that one of the worst
It's a really
ones? Isn't that the one?
Yeah, but
People
it ain't
say
no-
that. I'm gonna tell you why people say it's one of the worst ones, because it's not scary. So there you go.
What, 5?
Yep.
It's not a Resident Evil game at
Yeah,
the
5
full.
was
It's an
scary.
action game that's painted with Resident Evil.
Don't play RE6.
Yeah.
Don't play RE6.
Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that either. Definitely do not
I'm
do
pretty
that.
sure I wasn't going to do it to begin with, but I appreciate you guys letting me know again not to do it.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, RE5. You play that with a friend, and it's also because of the co-op AI. That's why people shit on it. It's not Resident Evil because it's not scary, and your co-op AI partner is a piece of shit. So if you play with an actual friend and you don't like scary games, it's an action game. It's right up your alley. It's good, man. It holds up.
Yeah, no, true.
Speaking
But-
of holding up, Kratos, you know what I'm saying? He's been holding up his part of the bargain. He's been beating these enemies. He's just trying to get to the end, and I really appreciate it. I'm enjoying that game. I don't know about these other games y'all talk about. These evil residents. I don't know why they stay there still. But yeah. And I've been playing God of War. It's been good. After I finish this, like I said, I'm finally gonna play Assassin's Creed. I think it's one of these. I have so many single player games I gotta finish. I still haven't beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Origin, and I own them both. And I know they're both gonna take me 3 years to finish. So yeah.
About.
And then after that, I was gonna power my way through Uncharted because I own them all, but I only played part of the first one. I've never finished all of Uncharted. So during the PS3 era, I had added 360, so I missed all of the Uncharted.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
So
I had
yeah,
the-
I had to play catch up too.
yeah. I got the you know that collection they came out with 1 and 2 and 3.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I missed that whole boat. So when they announced Uncharted 4, I said let me give this game a shot. So I bought the collection and I just binge played all 3 of them to get caught up. And then by the time I got to like the second one, I was like, yeah, I fuck with this game. And then
I have the collection and I have 4, so I have all of them. I just gotta do it because like I said, I played like half of the first one and then I got caught up playing something else. But it was like trying to, so this older game mechanics was like, dog. It's kind of old.
Yeah.
Even when I played the new school Tomb Raider, it felt smoother, but it was kind of based on Uncharted, so I got it.
Right.
I have all those too, but I haven't beat the third one yet. I'm pretty sure I beat the first and second. I ain't beat the third one yet. So anyway,
Those are cool.
besides God of War, I've been playing 2K like always. We need to get the gang back together so we can get back online and get these dubs. Willie, let me know when you're ready.
That's true.
And then Apex like usual. That's my go-to.
All right.
I'm liking arenas.
Me too.
Yeah.
Even though I be getting exposed sometimes, I still like it. Arenas will expose the fuck out you, bro. You mix too much, niggas gonna be like, bro, what you here for? What you here for, dog?
That's true. That shit is nerve wracking. Especially because I've been like fucking around with sniping on arenas, and because I'm streaming it, because it's not like, oh, I'm looking for somebody to shoot. Like you go see somebody to shoot in arenas, and it's just like missing all the shots. It's like, oh shit. So arenas has been kind of nerve wracking, especially on stream.
My go-to gun is the G7 in arenas. It's like it's got the range, but it's also fast enough. Because like the fire rate's so quick. Because I fuck with G7 in general. So it's like if you even put the 2 times on it, you can tag people across the map pretty quick. So I fuck with the G7. So
arenas is kind of where I go to experiment. I've definitely taken a G7 and like a 30-30, the bow. I just kind of test shit out, see how I rock with it, and I've done better with the G7 than not. But Willie, what you been playing, bro?
So I started finally Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 8 yesterday. Loving it. Got about 2.5 hours in. But yeah, it's really dope. Love the mechanics. I love the new enemies, the werewolves and the sisters and all that other stuff. It's really cool. New dynamic to the whole Resident Evil thing, but it still feels familiar to 7 in a way. And of course with Ethan coming back, and that motherfucker for some reason is impervious to all forms of pain and punishment. Like that bro goes through it and just keep getting up and going. I'm like, bro, how you keep taking this punishment?
Yo, Jack,
yeah,
I'm do.
Right. So, but it's dope. So I'm gonna play more tomorrow on stream. I did finish before that. Though, I did finish Ratchet and Clank PS4. Great game. It's my first Ratchet and Clank game. Started it and finally beat it. Can't wait for the new one for PS5, the Rift Apart one. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan. It's definitely one of the most fun games I've played in recent memory. So definitely, if you never played that one, play Ratchet Clank at all, play that one for sure. Play some Apex. Got a dub. Played on stream today. Got a dub in arenas. Really sunk my teeth in Valkyrie today. I'm really digging her. Like I might pick her up because I've been playing with Fuse and Revenant a lot lately. But I really like Valkyrie's the way that she moves around. I like the flight mechanics. I like her mobility is really good because I don't have a character that I really play that has like great mobility. So she might be the one. Because I tried to do Horizon, but I really just kind of fell off with Horizon, and I played Bangalore like early, but she was still more of a foot soldier type character, so it didn't really work out. But Valkyrie might be the one I might stick with. I also played some Mortal Kombat 11. Combat season or Combat League just wrapped up, so I had to get some more gear and whatnot. But playing that, and I think that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all.
All right. I'll do my games. I do want to circle back into a Resident Evil 8 non-spoiler review after Sonny gets his games in. I haven't played it, so it'll just be between Willie and Sonny, because Kevin, you have not played it, correct? Your audio cut out, but I read the fuck out that lip.
Leave that man alone.
For real, it cut out. I don't be knowing.
Yeah, it just be, I don't know. Discord be iffy, man. But damn. So last night I did something that I thought I would never do. I played Apex Legends on the Switch, and
do that. Why you do that? You play on the worst one.
I ain't even done yet.
You in the toilet.
For anybody who might be listening to this podcast for the first time, I own a PS5, a Series X, and a gaming PC that can play the thing at 60 frames per second. But because I was playing Astro Chain last night, right? Astro Chain, love it, great game, whatever. But one of my pet peeves is getting lost on stream. So when I get lost on stream, especially if it's like 20 minutes or something, switch games. Shit's boring. So because I didn't want to switch consoles, I was like, I got Apex Legends here. Let's, play it for shits and giggles or whatever. Shit looked like, it looked ashy, as JP put it. It looked like if you rubbed your TV in Vaseline, and then like instead of grass, you use Play-Doh for the textures. Like, and then you made it the frame rate of a Charlie Chaplin film. Like, that's what that shit was like. Now, that's not even the whole story. So played on Switch, right. And almost got a dub in one of the games, but like one of the dudes like backed out. It was like 4 people left and I was still alive. Dude just like, fuck it, I quit. Or, he was on Switch, so probably, fuck it, I quit. So, whatever. So, back out into the lobby. I look into the lobby, and who do I see but a Bash guitar? For those of you who do not know a Bash plays on PC only. So, this meant that it was time to go into crossplay territory with people who were playing on PC with my Nintendo Switch. So, people with a 100...
Why would you do that to people?
Because it's funny.
I thought they said they wasn't doing that.
With people with a 100+ frame rate. So a Bash joined me and J Loud joined me. And I'm telling you, bro, shit was shit was hilarious, bro. But that's why I did it, because it was hilarious. And I know that I try to give people, my viewers, unique experiences. And how many of these Apex Switch streams you done seen? I ain't seen none. So there's a reason for that. But no, that shit was crazy as hell. Speaking of Respawn, I also finished off Titanfall 2's campaign. I started that again last week, but I went back to it because of the whole 120 FPS frame rate boost on Series X, and I think that's on Series S as well. Man, that campaign, it's underrated. Go back and play it, or play it for the first time. The story I remember liking a lot. It was the gameplay stuff that I had kind of forgotten about. I was just like, God damn, like these set pieces it's crazy, because I don't really, I know I talk about Halo a lot, but it's because I really didn't like FPS games like that until Halo came around. But there's only a few FPS campaigns that I really love. That would be like most of the Halo franchise, you know, the Doom games. And Titanfall 2 is right up there with it. To go from having no campaign at all to like that campaign that they gave us in Titanfall 2, fucking amazing.
I agree.
Like I said, I played Astral Chain. I got my 5th Legion today, the Axe Legion, so I'm near the end of that game. And Old School Saturday was Pokemon Crystal, a classic, and it's still good. All right, Sonny, what have you been playing?
Well, like I said, I finished Return over the weekend. And I went through the whole process. Obviously, I didn't turn off my Xbox. I put it on sleep mode, the whole thing. But I worked on it for like a week, maybe 2, something like that. Yeah, I just went through the paces, man. It's a very entertaining game. Very visual on the heavy on the visuals, heavy on like catching tension and moments and stuff like that. Great with just the sound design and all those things. It's just a really well made game for something that's not a AAA title, and that's what's being like. That's people. I think people are always like also forgetting that point of it. It's from a new studio called Housemarque, and they just nailed it. They completely nailed it. It was a great game. Ending leaves off kind of like with some question marks. But I guess it's kind of to be expected. You kind of have to dig around into the lore and all that other stuff. But I'm not going to talk too much about it before Eric steals more stars. Let's see. Other than that, I started Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village. Again, amazing game. It was one of my anticipated games of the year. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Without saying too much, a lot of creepy moments. Everything with Lady D and the sisters. I was telling my chat that I have a thing where I hate the feeling of being chased. Like that. That's like it triggers me immediately. So when like Resident Evil 2 remake came around, and you had Mr. X, and then you had Nemesis Resident Evil 3. I hated those. I mean, I still played through the game, but I hated those moments. I hate those moments, but you love it because it's like it builds your adrenaline. But this was different. This was completely different. You turn around, you see this big, tall, massive woman. She's looking down at you, and she's like talking all the shit because she's talking to you. Nemesis don't talk to you. Mr. X don't talk to you. She's talking to you. She's telling, "I'm going to kill you when I catch you. Run all you want." I'm just like, this is terrifying, but still cool. Still a great game. I'm in this very, very scary part of the game. Again, no spoilers, but so far for it, this particular moment that I'm in, again, when games are good at catching tension, this is one of those moments. It's just great game. And then like everybody else, I'm playing Apex. Been playing Arena a lot. Me and my homies been playing Arena a lot. Getting a lot of dubs. I think I'm gonna settle on playing with Fuse for the most part. I played, I'm a Wraith main. If people that do know me, I'm a Wraith main. But Fuse, I feel like I can play more aggressively. So I'm sticking with Fuse for arenas because I'm getting more wins, I'm getting more kills for it. And I think
What's that face, Kevin?
I'm not used to people saying they're a Fuse main like at all.
I mean,
I'm not a main. He's my backup. I'm always gonna be for Wraith, but for arenas, I think Fuse has more utility that I can take advantage of. I like his cluster bombs. I like the fact that he can throw grenades farther and more accurately. And then it's just the gameplay after that. He's still fast enough. He still has good enough movement. Yeah, it's just it for the most part. It's the main thing is that his cluster bombs almost act like a second or third grenade that you can just kind of purchase. And that very seldom do I purchase his ult and use it, but I use it like in a clutch situation when it's time to push for arena. But yeah, I think he's best for it for me.
I've been
arenas. I've been Pathfinder. Pathfinder's my boy in arenas.
I was watching someone play as Pathfinder earlier today, and was bodying, going insane Pathfinder, and he was using the L Star, and I was just like, had me questioning everything.
L-Star is dangerous up close. I've been saying it for a minute.
Man,
Up close, the L-Star will shred you. As soon as you move 10 feet away, you ain't hit shit with that thing.
yeah,
If you move it like 8 feet,
man.
they're going to drop.
Oh,
They're going to
yeah.
drop.
Yeah, Pathfinder definitely has a lot of potential for arenas. Just the the whole movement thing, like Willie was talking about. But Bangalore has been my main ever since they fucked over Caustic so hard. And after like I haven't played with Lifeline in a minute, but I was playing with Lifeline for a while, and I might go with it every now and then. But Bangalore, like when she gets aimed at and she gets that little speed boost, like I can dance around people like crazy, and it's one of the funniest shits ever. So I love that shit. Bouncing back to Resident Evil 8 real quick. How many hours do you have in it, Willie? Do you know?
I'm about 2.5, a little bit under 3 hours. So I'm
Okay.
I'm at the I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm pretty much at the point where you meet the Duke inside like the place.
Mhm.
That's it. I'm gonna just say that. That's the
Okay.
first time that it. But going back to what Sonny said about the tension, I completely agree with that because from the moment that I started the game all the way during that entire stream,
Mhm.
that first playthrough, I always felt tense. I always felt on edge. I always felt like, all right, I got to keep my head on the swivel. Like I never was able to kind of just relax and like, really like, just like, oh, I'm playing the game. It was a constant feeling of tension and like something's nearby. Something's always nearby. Something's always lurking. Something's always
Yeah.
around the corner. I felt that constantly, and I was like, "This is great," because this is what I love about a horror game, especially Resident Evil, but horror games that can continue to just put you in that mode and not make you feel like, okay, I can expect this or that. You don't know what to expect, and I'm only 2 hours in, so I know it's going to get even more crazy as the game goes. But just in those first 2 hours, they did a good job establishing the fact that you're going to be on edge the entire time you playing this game. So get used to it. There's no rest period. Even when it's like calms down, it doesn't last for long at all.
Right.
So you don't feel like it starts off slow? You either, Sonny? Like
Not
no
at all.
slow burn type
No.
of shit?
No.
Mm.
Nope.
Sonny, how far are you into it?
No. I'm
Time wise, maybe.
probably 5 or 6 hours in.
Okay.
And still no spoilers or nothing like that, but one thing that they do really well is just the use of sound. When you realize how deafening silence is, it's loud as fuck, but it's silent. Like it's almost disorienting at times when you walk around and you only hear your footsteps. You're expecting to hear something else, and you might hear like the floor creak or something weird like that in the middle of everything, but just those little nuances kind of keep you on the swivel. And then when things do pick up, they pick up. There's just moments of, okay, all right, it's action time, it's time to do these things, blah 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 blah. But it's just and the graphically, it's just a beautiful game. It's beautiful. It's just terrifying at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm enjoying every second of it right now.
All
I
right.
want to finish as soon as I can because I enjoy watching speed runs, especially for Resident Evil games. And I read that the world record right now is 1 hour 36 minutes. So I want to actually watch a run, but I don't want to watch it and have the game spoiled for me right now. So
Okay. So neither of you so far felt like your $70 have been wasted, or no disappointments, even though you've been anticipating this game for years, maybe. None of that, right?
no, I paid $50 because I got it on PC.
Ooh.
But
Oh.
I only pay $60 for mine, so it was a regular price.
Okay.
If you buy like the deluxe version of it, but I just got the regular. But yeah, I feel like I got my money's worth because I feel like they really upped the ante with this one.
Hey, all right, sounds good then.
I agree.
Speaking of up and ante, do you ever chase the tall white woman, or no? You still run the tall white woman?
Oh no, you're running from the tall white woman.
No.
You are running.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, you would most likely, like, where I'm at, I haven't ran from her yet because every time I've come across her, I've been in a position where I can't really run. So, But even her presence there just feels so intense and dominant, and it's like, okay, business is about to pick up when Lady D's around. So and it's a great game. Out the gate, it's like I can tell they put a lot of work and effort into so much into this game already.
Y'all think she's gonna die at the end? What's what percentage chance you think you gonna kill her in the end? Like a 70% or like?
I'm assuming you're gonna have to fight her at some point, so she's gonna have to die.
That's
if
a
you gotta
99.
fight her, she don't have to die.
That's a 99.
It's a Resident Evil game. Yeah, you're gonna have to everything you come across in a Resident Evil game, you're gonna have to fight eventually, and they don't have to die to progress. So it's just how you're gonna fight and how that fight's gonna go is the crazy part.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, but at the same time, like, no spoilers. There's something way more terrifying than her in that game.
All right, there's the elephant in the room here. Do y'all have any thirst for Lady D? Y'all seen it in 4K?
Have you seen it? Have you seen all of that?
Yep.
Who ain't got that?
I want all her toes in my mouth.
Look, give me 5 minutes and a prayer. All right, 5 minutes and a prayer. I might not come back.
Kevin said no.
It's all right.
No, thank you.
You might be safe with the Bible, bro. Use that as protection.
I have to want to be in the room to begin with, and it's like, no, I'm good. I'm not into this.
Cause shit, y'all done seen that in 4K. I only see her on YouTube videos in like 1080p, man. See JPEGs and shit. All right. Now that that's out the way, back to Apex, man. They nerfing a couple weapons. The bow check bow and the Spitfire, right? It's only those two, yeah?
That's the only ones. I realized. Yeah, so with the Spitfire, that's what I know is mostly the Spitfire. The ammo capacity has been nerfed. So even when you get the because I used to level full clip, level 3 mag Spitfire for 55. Now you only get 50 in there. I mean, still good, but it's like that 55 was.
Use Rampart.
Yeah, I don't.
If you use Rampart and
it gives Ramparts.
Pull up the LMG.
Yeah,
she uses extended clips, but
they dropped the damage down from 19 to 18, which is all right. I still feel like that's very conservative. If they were, because you're still going to get the complaints regardless. They're really dropping it mainly because they're getting the complaints. I know that a lot of pros feel a way about it. They're not fully like, oh, it's unusable. The only thing they're really, oh, it's unusable, or oh, it's too OP is the bow. The bow is the one thing that really needed to be nerfed, and I still don't feel like they nerfed that thing enough.
Because I
the
got
bow
hit
is
with the
insane.
Bow. I got hit with the bow. I was in a trios match today. I got hit. I was ducking my. First of all, if someone's good with that bow, they're deadly. But I got hit with the bow one time. I had a level 3 shield. I got hit one time. My shield was gone with that bow, like completely gone. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, bruh.
Who's funny is Bo Jackson, because I don't get it, bro. I haven't come across any of these nice bow people.
I have.
I don't know who these Robin Hood mofos, these archery level 5 mofos are.
You might not know it, Kev. You might be getting hit by that shit before you know you dead. Because all you hear is like the hell.
You just get cracked. You just get cracked instantly. And before you can look left or right, boom, headshot you down.
And before you know it, you on somebody's highlight reel on Twitter. Some insane shot they did on you. You try to get away.
It's also like, I don't know, like every time I pick the bow up, not a damn thing happens. I am nowhere near calling myself a whole Tim Tebow out here because I'm trash with the bow.
Not Tim Tebow.
But everybody swears that they nice with the bow, and I was like, okay.
I'm not. I tried it. I tried it in arenas, and I was ass with it. I've never tried it in trios, but arenas I tried it, bro. I couldn't hit shit.
I'm trying to be like Rambo out here, y'all. I'm trying to get nice.
Just give me a regular gun with bullets to shoot.
Yeah, facts. It's definitely something that I'm not picking up as frequently. I've done it a couple times just for the memes, but I knew even when they announced it, I was like, I'm not going to use that.
Me too.
For real. That was me. I was like, you know what? They said it's hard to use. It says it's going to be like a longer range wingman. I was like, you know what? I want to get nice with it because I hate the wingman. I never use that shit. I'm garbage with the wingman.
Wingman's great.
I said, but the bow? I'm a whole Robin Hood out here? I could be like Robin of Locksley? Come on, bruh. I could be like Hawkeye this bitch? Come on, bruh. I gotta do it to him. I could be Green Arrow or Speedy. Come on,
Speedy.
Speedy.
I like being good with as many guns as possible, just so I can be versatile. Just so when I drop, I'm just like, oh no, not a insert gun here. But the bow is one of them guns or weapons that it's just gonna take some more time. I ain't giving up on it entirely, but right. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them nerfing it already, because I've kind of wanted to use it as it was like overpowered, but now that they nerfed it already, I'm just like, oh, well, I don't know.
That's how you know it was bad out the gate. When they have to nerf it like a whole week later, in the middle of the week, they're like, all right, we're sorry, guys, we're sorry. We gotta bring this one down a little bit. The videos that I saw on Twitter, one dude knocked them out of dropping. They were dropping they were like airdropping and like just knocking them out, 2 of them. I was just like, are you insane? You gotta be crazy. And it's like it's not even that it hits so hard, it's so damn accurate. And it goes so fucking far. It's like there's just no end to it. It's like, yo, it's an arrow. Arrows aren't that effective.
Right, yeah, they don't drop too far, so I definitely know what you mean. But I'm gonna definitely give it some more shots, no pun intended. But
or pun intended.
Always intended.
You gotta use all the puns while the bow is still good. You gotta use elbow references a couple times and put a bow in it. I'm trying to have these perfect rainbow shots of people, bro.
Trying to throw them bows like Luda.
I'm gonna tie it in a bow and give it to somebody else, because I ain't keeping that shit.
Right, you about to exercise with that bow flex?
Hey. So the nerfs, I feel like it was already implemented today, right? I was in a Twitch streaming. Yeah. They were like, yeah, they already nerfed it. So, yep.
The thing with, like, real quick though, with the Spitfire, I feel like it was only a matter of time. People have been complaining about this weapon since last season. And it kind of reminds me of the way the Havoc used to be a couple seasons back. A couple seasons back, the Havoc was the scariest gun in the game. Like, by far. That's why they had to start messing up its bullet path and making it a little more complicated, because people was murdering with the Havoc. It was even easier to control before. It had less recoil. They messed up, like, they made the recoil more difficult on it, and now people don't use it as much, but it still does a crazy amount of damage if you can control it. Same thing with the Devotion, used to be overpowered as well, but now it's only overpowered if you got turbocharger. A Devotion without a turbocharger is like a regular ass gun. Like you don't even see that anymore. Like,
no, definitely not.
Yeah, so but they fucked up the recoil pattern on the Spitfire a little bit too, and they're like, oh yeah, nerf it some more. It's not enough. So, and Spitfire was definitely my go-to gun. I would do like double heavy with Spitfire and the Hemlock.
That's my shit too. You can do Spitfire and a Hemlock. Oh,
I mean, it's gotta come to a point where you just gotta play the game how it is. I mean, I don't care how many people actually complain about it. I mean, if you're gonna nerf the Spitfire into non-existence, to a point where it's just like it's a completely pointless gun because people are upset that it has a large magazine. It doesn't make sense. Leave it with some kind of power, with some kind of like magazine size to it, and then just play the game at this point.
Bro, that's exactly how I feel about all these nerfs. It's just like with Legends, I get.
See, the thing is, no, because I'm sorry, Caustic, nerf.
Whatever. I was saying, get out of here. Get out of here. I was saying with Legends, I get. I understand like how a legend could be overpowered. Not everybody can use every legend at any time, but if you feel like, oh, that weapon's overpowered, then use that fucking weapon then. Yeah. Spitfire's too strong. Use a Spitfire and win.
Right. You will find your own Spitfires. You have a Spitfire off.
Yeah, exactly.
But
they nerfed the hell out of Horizon. That's why a lot of people are Horizon now too. Everyone's arcane main. Jeez.
Pun intended.
Slow. Pun intended.
Yeah, they fucked up Horizon.
They need to go ahead and bring Caustic back, bro. They need to bring him to something like it's gas, nothing.
Man, did y'all see that chart up? I think I retweeted that shit today. It was like, here's all the shit you can do in Caustic gas.
Bro,
that shit was like file your taxes.
I played Caustic since they nerfed him, and people don't even be scared of the gas. People be like, "Oh, it's gas out here." That's
yeah.
nice. I don't know about their business.
Right?
Like, bro, you throw your whole oat down. People in there resin, having a chat.
Right?
They massacre my
Playing
boy.
Apex.
You've been just looting, boxing and shit. Like, bro, what is this? Like,
Right? Doing double dutch.
respect my
Papa
oat.
kid.
Let me give you all a list of things you can do while it caustics gas. And I'm assuming this is like accurate until it gets into the obvious jokes. But you could pop a Phoenix kit. That takes 10 seconds. You could pop 2 shield batteries. You could pop 4 shield cells. You could revive a teammate. You could revive a second teammate. You could craft a new backpack and wait until it's done. And you could grab a cup of coffee or light a cigarette. And you could just chill until the enemy caustic dies of spite. So it's like, bro, they made him into a joke, man. Massacre my boy.
Good. Nerf him some more.
Nah, man. Nah,
Heavy
man.
too. Now using caustic is a waste of time.
You don't ever see him.
His traps are just beacons to let you know where people at this point. They're not really used for any type of attack or like locking down builds because people don't care no more at all.
At all.
In Rainbow Six, there was a character very similar to Caustic. That's why I can't talk too much shit because he was actually my main in Rainbow Six. It was Legion. So Legion had little traps too. That if you step on them, they poison you and they gradually hurt you until you pick them out your leg or whatever. So and you use them same thing. You use them as like a radar type of thing to know what direction they're in. But they nerfed him. You couldn't tell exactly what direction where the traps are coming from. So they nerfed that and they nerfed the pain and all that stuff. So I understand where Eric's coming from, but I still used Legion because I was good with my shots. I didn't rely on my traps.
I mean, it's a tool.
Everybody
too damn big to be sitting out here saying, "Oh, I hit my shots." You a big ass target. Caustic is a blimp of a person, and you talking about some old. Oh yeah, I'm a whole fighter jet. Hit your shots. Nah, bro, it's not the same. It's not the fucking same. It's something.
That's real, man. Well, you see a lot less caustics, and you're gonna see a lot less PS5s. So,
There you go.
Nice segue.
I'm not mad at that transition.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I ain't hold you.
I told y'all.
I don't like it, but get your shit off.
I told y'all to pre-order these things. No. I'm gonna wait. All right. You might be waiting until 2022. These shortages due to the pandemic is just unprecedented, yo. And it's not even just PS5s. It's like, all electronics. But they in limited supply, man. People have given up. And you can still get a PS5, I guess, if you're just like really on your shit. But the analysts, it's always the analysts. They saying these shortages will go into 2022. So how we feeling about it, man?
Don't matter. We got PS5s.
PS5.
What you don't hurt us none.
As a person doesn't have a PS5, it also doesn't hurt me either because there's no PS5 games out besides Returnal. So Sony really isn't delaying anything important, to be honest with you. Until PS5 games start rolling out at a more like reasonable rate, then maybe it'll become an issue. But as of right now, it's really not affecting anything. So
I think at the current moment, there's nothing out. But when you look at something like that's going to have a huge fanfare, like a Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, there are a lot of upset
people are mad
players right now.
Put it on PS4.
Yeah.
You can't play it on PS4. That's the whole point. It's 60 frames a second. It's being played the way it's meant to be played. That game is hard locked at 30 on PS4. And then the loading times, you're not gonna want that. You're gonna have another Cyberpunk situation if you do that, and nobody wants that. And what sucks even more is that with the whole shortage, there's a shortage in supply, but how many people actually have them is the other thing. Because you have these bots buying them, and when they're buying them, they're not selling. They're either selling them at like inflated prices, or they're using the GPUs for crypto mining. So it's hard enough to even get a system, let alone a PC or a GPU. It's just it all falls into that whole big thing. It's just people just can't get the systems or the GPUs that they want right now.
Yeah. and I'm just glad that the PS5 and the Series X, to a even greater extent, are backwards compatible. You know, and they improve the old games, so it's not just like, oh damn, I got a PS5 and it's collecting dust, and it kind of is, but but I can still play my old shit on it. You know, it's not like, oh damn, I got this shit for nothing, but like, no, you know, it's doing, it's doing shit better. It's loading shit quick. It's it's doing its job. But it goes into what we were talking about with Deathloop being delayed again. It's just like, well, not that many people are going to be missing out because not that many people have PS5s to be playing this game. So
they're kind of just making these Xboxes look better, low key.
I mean, I don't know about
not really because, not necessarily because if Xbox didn't have Game Pass, and even still if they got Game Pass, there's still no real games even on Xbox's side that's came out that's been like, oh, you got to have the Series X to get this game. It's like both systems. Yeah, well, it's easier to buy, yeah, but it's still hard to come by. When they still do drops, people still sell out and buy them up. It's just not as crazy as PS5. But the point is, both systems, no matter what, both systems haven't really produced content for their systems to really make you want to say, oh, I need to have it. But for the ones like us who have it already, we know that in the future it's going to happen. So it sucks for these people who still are waiting it out, so that they got to keep waiting it out unless they want to sit on drops or wait for drops and be up at 3 a.m. trying to catch Best Buy or Walmart to try to get one. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because like I can see if they were rolling out crazy games regularly. Like the first true, I would say, exclusive maybe was Returnal that just came out for PS5, and then we got Ratchet and Clank coming up in the summer and Final Fantasy. So yeah. Obviously, this might be a good thing because by the time you can get a system, you'll have a gang of games that are already out that you can just pick up and get and not have to worry about waiting every 3, 4, or 5 months for a new game. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but it still sucks.
I agree with that because I mean, even then, especially with as far as PlayStation's concerned, I mean, they have exclusives, whereas Xbox still doesn't have anything that's Xbox exclusive yet. I mean, it's out. It'll be out for Xbox, but I'll just get it on PC, or get it on PlayStation. It's never, so far, it hasn't been something that's Xbox exclusive. They don't have, or they haven't had the releases to come out. They haven't had the studios that have those games that are just strictly for the new Xbox to drop anything just yet.
And I don't think I don't think they will. They don't care to make anything console exclusive. Scale bound. So. Sorry, I read the chat. So, they said they're doing this new PS5 model with the new like CPU chips or whatever. So that might increase stock, but who knows when that'll actually be up there.
But here's the thing, eat that up too, bro. Yeah, they're gonna eat those up too. And then who's to say, like, are they gonna be equivalent CPU chips? Are they gonna be lesser quality? Like, how's that going to work out? Because people ain't going to be happy with the fact that they got to pay the same price for not getting the same things as the people who got day ones with probably superior hardware.
It's going to be like them switches. Remember, switches dropped? Them OG switches had the issues, but then the new round of switches was better. Because
that was addressing issues. But this is a shortage of actual parts. So they're trying to find a way to replace the parts that they can't get with another part. So what I'm saying is, like, are they going to have a part that's equivalent to that part, or are they going to just find something that's a bit of a downgrade just so they can be able to produce systems and, get consoles out? So that's what I'm wondering.
And to be completely honest, I mean, what more is that new model really going to do? Oh no, the game's going to have even less loading time. It's just not even possible at this point, and I was saying that before these new gen consoles came out. It's just like, really at this point, it's not even the graphics, it's really just going to be about loading. It's just like, even with the new Xbox, it switches from one game to the next, great, seamlessly, and that's awesome. Even thing with the PlayStation, there's no loading screen whatsoever, great, wonderful. You come out with a new PlayStation, not new, but something with the added CPU. there's only but so much processing you're gonna do at this point.
Yeah, it's not gonna
Right.
improve it from what I've read. It's just I don't know. They basically MacGyver in the console where it's just like, all right, we're gonna switch out this part for something else, and it's gonna function the same way. So I don't think anybody who bought it early or anybody who buys it later will be at some type of advantage or disadvantage. It just is what it is. This is almost a non-story as well, because we knew these supplies would be short. Maybe not this short. 2022 is crazy, and I still think that because we've been seeing more and more people get their PS5s in 2021. Willie, you got yours fairly recently, so as long as y'all like keep your eyes on Twitter and really like just stay in the know, and don't be driving up to GameStop. Use your resources. Use the internet. And you can get your hands on one. But like you already know, like we've said, there's not a whole lot of exclusive experiences. There's improved experiences on PS5, but you're missing out on that much except for frame rate.
Yeah,
in 4K.
It's beautiful though.
And quick loading, and an improved UI.
And a better controller.
Haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback.
Yeah.
Basically, you musty.
Oh, and it's whisper quiet. It don't sound like.
Yo, that's the main issue I got with my PS4 Pro, bro. I be in this bitch, bro. I ain't gonna. It be sounding
like Hartfield Jackson over there.
Yeah, I legit have to remind myself. Like I be sitting playing whatever, and I'm like. It was kind of like that silence that Sonny was talking about. Like, yo, it's so quiet. But I bet if you were playing Resident Evil 8 on a PS4, it'd be no silence. It'd be no silence.
Like I'm up in here blowing up air mattresses.
Lady D show up on the screen. That's it. That's a wrap for the PS4.
Immersion broken, bro.
It be sounding like them air pumps and them big ass automatic air mattresses, bro. That's how it be sounding.
Shit, so like a gas trap deploying.
Right.
But yeah, man, just good luck to y'all. Good luck to y'all out there.
Look, if you ain't got a PS5, you gonna just be diligent. You gonna find one. We have faith in you.
I'm not like that.
You know what I'm saying?
He has faith in you. I don't care.
Wow, son. Come on now.
Just putting it out there.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna get mine when mine decides it's ready to get got. That's how it's gonna be. Like I'm not rushing it. It's like, cool. You ain't ready yet. That's fine.
It is what it is. All right. Well, Sonny, myself, Willie, we are, Twitch streamers. Hopefully Kevin can say, you got to do like 2 streams to be a Twitch streamer. You've only done one so far, right?
One by myself. Yep. I did one solo mission.
All right.
I had one solo album. It did not sell that well. But you know what I'm saying? The second solo album, the first one was self-titled. This one I'm have a name for it. It's probably going to do better. Put some more marketing behind it.
Some late registration. Or is it going to be the massacre? Nah, but anyway.
See what you're doing.
On Twitch, on this here platform that we're streaming on every Tuesday night, by the way. Feel free to come pay us a visit. Twitch is looking to expand into sports. Not esports, but broadcasting sports. And based on this image, it looks like they're trying to make this thing into it looks like an ESPN set.
Yes.
Right here. Yeah. Would this be something that I mean, yo, Willie, are you into sports?
Somewhat. I'm not gonna pretend like I sit and watch games regularly, but I keep enough up with what's going on to kind of know, but I'm not watching games every day or every week.
Okay.
Figuring out all that stuff. So yeah, I really don't care.
But Sonny, you are into sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Kevin, you are into sports, right?
I'm watching the Celtics game right now. So yeah, I'm into sports.
There you go.
So the thing about this is that what's actually pretty cool about it is it's Twitch showing that they're trying to expand past, the moniker of video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
hot
they've
tubs.
already, in hot tubs. they already have been they've already had their deal with NFL, so they do broadcast certain games on NFL. And with the NBA, they do pre and post games on Twitch. So to see that they're making more of a stance towards that, that's cool. I just wish that they would have those same conversations with these record labels so the DMCA's taxes as much. But that's a different topic altogether.
That's real. I think
I
it's
feel
cool.
like I
Go
feel
ahead.
like one of the major pushes for this sports thing is because they have a deal to broadcast the Olympics on Twitch. So
Okay.
I feel like if you're getting the Olympics, which is like the most paramount sports platform there is, you should probably try to tackle some of these other sports as well. Like, all right, let's see if we can get other sports on here. Like you said, they have a football deal. I feel like Twitch is trying to build themselves as just a platform in general, and I respect it. I can't knock the hustle because ESPN is even trying to get caught up and do more esports things. So now the esports place is trying to get into the sports game. It's like everybody want to be like everybody.
And a major function here is that the fact that Twitch has the ability to do more than one stream on a basic event. So especially when it comes to something like the Olympics, you're gonna have one channel that's gonna do swimming, one channel that's gonna do tennis, one channel that's gonna do basketball, so on and so forth. And in my mind, because I always think about money, all that is ad revenue out the gate. All these channels, all these people are gonna be digging into it, so on and so forth. So, I mean, good on them. It's a good way to do it. I know YouTube has attempted it a few times with like why am I blanking on the concert? The fucking
You'll get it.
South by
You got
not
it.
South by.
Almost
The other
there.
one.
Coachella.
Coachella, yeah. They did it with Coachella. They did it with Made in America Festival, where they have like the more than one, channels or whatever per stage. I think Twitch is better suited for it, so to speak. Especially because they deal completely in live broadcast. I think that Twitch would be right at home doing stuff like this. I think I can see them doing a lot more than just these sporting events. I can see more concerts, more music festivals, stuff like that, Rolling Louds and all that coming out, and partnering with Twitch at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. Just talk to the record labels so we can get this DMCA situation taken care of.
I feel like it also helps that there are so many Olympic events that aren't televised, and this is going to be their moment to shine. Like, this is going to be their moment to finally be able to tell people, watch me on this link. You can see me win my gold, because like you just got to read about it. Oh yeah, they won this event.
And correct me if I'm wrong, weren't they were talking about esports as an actual Olympic thing at some point? So
I mean, they just got breakdancing, so they might as well add esports soon. I'm very excited
because that was
the
an actual
breakdancing.
conversation. That was actual conversation. So I mean, they able to do something with that. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be legit. I think Twitch has been trying to expand into different genres for a while and been trying to get out of the whole, just for gaming identity. And whenever I tell people about Twitch, it's like, oh, you sit there and play video games? Like, yeah, but it's more than that too,
More than that.
For instance, talk shows, like we're doing our talk show podcast on Twitch. We could have chosen YouTube, but ultimately I was like, Twitch is where to go for live content. Like, I've never, this is just me personally. Like, I don't browse around on YouTube looking for live content to watch. It doesn't happen. So that's why Twitch was the choice. And there's Double Toasted, who I'm a big fan of. You might hear me talk about them a lot. But Twitch approached them with a contract, just being like, we were trying to expand. Like, they literally told them, we're trying to expand into talk show type content, and we want you on our platform, because they were doing their shit independently on their website. And like, they just signed them up to Twitch or whatever. So Twitch is really, I think every type of content you can do live, bro, Twitch needs to reach out, try to get the sports, try to grab whatever demographic it is. If it's live, they need to try to aim for it. As far as like losing identity or whatever, the gamers are going to be here. They're not going nowhere. I'm not worried at all. But yeah, musically, I think, Sonny, you got a good point. So, and, they did make an attempt with that, but they didn't go about it the right way from what I was reading as far as DMCA shit goes.
Yeah, they need to just work out an actual deal with. I mean, that's possible. They just need to work out a deal. Get with all the major, the big the big major record labels, and then have the indie labels reach out to them if they want to have their stuff there as well. Come up with a royalty contract where, hey, if the streamer's playing your song, then whatever their revenue is, you'll get X amount of percentage off of it. And it's simple. It's just about paperwork and getting everybody on the same page. But people are gonna be like, oh well, what if this streamer who gets X amount of views uses my music? Shouldn't I get some more other than the streamer with 50 views? It gets murky, and everybody wants to be, and then depending on who the artist is, they might not even want their stuff put on there because they're like, oh, they're playing my music. They can be streaming it on Apple Music or Spotify or on my website instead of on here, even though it's free promotion for your stuff. Like, I mean, it's funny. It just depends on how things go with the artist.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
like
labels.
you said,
it's messy.
It's free promotion, and I mean, as an artist, you shouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you're not going to get.
Let me find out somebody playing my music on Twitch. I'm like, where they at?
Cool.
Let me give them a
you know how
thumbs
many
up.
artists have been put on by a streamer? I'm like, yo, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, just you're gonna be mad at your 0.0003 cents that you're not gonna make that particular stream. Relax.
Because guess what? If you miss out on that stream, revenue, but if someone says, I like what you're playing, let me go buy their actual album, let me go buy their vinyl or their CD, or let me go get a shirt from them from their website because I think they're dope. That's even, and then you get a fan for life. That's even more valuable than missing out on a couple cents on a stream on Spotify. So I don't know. It's just backwards. So hopefully they figure it out.
You were about to say something, Kevin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was going to be about the different genres that Twitch really could tap into if they treated their service like a personal broadcast studio type thing. I think it would be cool if we even have like cooking shows and shit like that on here. Like I'm saying, like I feel like any lane that you have that you feel like recording, you can turn it into a whole.
We got cooking streamers. Shout out to Drunken Buddha. I know.
Yeah, like, but I mean, like he doesn't do it like all the time. He just like I think he's like what, once a month he does it.
I don't know how often he does it.
Like that.
I think it's
like every other Saturday or something. He does it.
They're featuring him soon though.
Yeah.
So I feel like lanes like that would be really dope. Like if you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, watch me cook it live. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that would be dope. But like even like fitness stuff, like if you got like a fitness channel, you got like daily workouts or something, like you got like I feel like that would be dope. Like if you own like a fitness studio, you could have like your different trainers come on at different times on Twitch, like easy.
Yeah. If you got a nice little hot tub and you want to showcase and stuff.
Write names on your face.
Right. No, but I guess at the end of the day, Twitch does need to. I think Twitch is just like I said, it's trying to rebrand itself as not sort of the place you go play video games, but sort of this is the place if you want the place for live content. Twitch is the mecca of live content of gaming, music, fitness, sports, whatever it is, eating, whatever. What did you say?
I said feet.
Feet.
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah. Bro, if you don't take yourself to the other website for that,
if people in hot tubs, gotta be people on there showing feet too.
Bro, you're gonna see people like look at my.
I'm confident there's gotta be some feet streamers out there. If it's people in hot tubs, gotta be some feet people out there.
I mean, you
I'm
say
not
like
watching
you've done
it.
research.
No, I'm not watching it. I'm saying like one thing.
I feel like it came out of nowhere, bro.
Bro, you said
that was real specific, like feet. Like, whoa, are you looking right now?
Right. F wasn't the S. Feet had to jump there.
All right. You know what? Live and let live.
That's how you know.
Whatever. I'm not a feet person.
Hey man, you like what you like. That's all right.
They about to hop in his DMs. They had nothing to do with me, bro.
Y'all got some feet.
That was placed upon me.
Yo, so send them feet pics to Bloodbath real quick in the DMs.
There you go.
Please don't do that.
Anyway.
How do we get here?
That's what made it so wild because we weren't even talking about shoes. But speaking of shoes, Xbox has got some kicks with Adidas. And when I looked at this article, Sonny was like, "What's wrong with you, Eric? What's wrong with your face? What's happening?" And I was looking at the title of this article, and I thought that this was something.
What in the skippies is these?
I thought this was something that Kevin had just like was being funny about in the Group Me joint. But no, that's literally what Kotaku said. And the title of the article is Oh no, Xbox and Adidas, what are you doing? In a picture of the shoes.
Bruh, you
You're
will
not
get
doing
roasted
this.
into oblivion wearing them shoes.
Bro, what?
Man, so this is what I was looking at, Sonny. I told him I'll tell him later.
Hate this.
Bruh.
So Nike and PlayStation, they got their shoe deal. You know what I mean?
Nike and PlayStation make so many good shoes.
Let's check out their sneakers. Wow, amazing.
They just
ones.
recently.
It's just a colorway. That's safer than doing whatever the hell they trying.
It's
to
got
do.
the symbols in it. It's got the sacred symbols in it. That's fire.
They have a lot of different partnerships with PlayStation.
I'll
and Nike.
rock those.
Hell yeah.
Adidas, y'all know y'all wrong as hell.
Yeah,
With
that's
y'all
fire.
And someone
That's
who
fly.
enjoys a good Adidas shoe, I'm upset. I'm upset about this. Like, come on now, what is that? What is that? What is that?
Those Nikes are 200. Say less.
Man,
Nike always has some PlayStation shit. They just announced some new Paul Georges recently for the PS5, so they're pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what Adidas is thinking of. I don't know how many hands touched this design and signed off on it, but all those people are in trouble with me. All of them are in trouble with me because
these shoes are awful.
They
Terrible.
did not talk to anybody that's
And
like in the know.
whose idea was it to take the picture on a bed of rocks?
I was looking at that too. I'm like, why is it on the side of rocks, bro? It's like,
Who, bruh, come on, nah.
Because they look dusty.
like honestly, bro, this is like you go to a.
Wait, what's that thing on the tongue? Is that on the tongue?
That's the laces. I guess you have like interchangeable laces.
alternate laces.
Oh,
The fuck with any alternate green laces on a all black shoe
Yo,
with an icy bottom? What the fuck they thought you were going to be?
horrible.
please let me see somebody wearing these. They
That
get
gum
the
the gum sole looks horrible. Like, why is it bleeding over into the shoe?
Vic said you gotta qualify for disability to wear the shoes, bro. No.
I am roasting to oblivion and back, bro.
Oh my
They never
god.
hang out with me wearing them shoes. I'm telling you.
And then would make fun of you for even trying to support Xbox to begin with. Like, what is wrong with you?
They look like Tony Hawk shoes, bro. They look like straight skater shit, man. Like
Skater
like
shit.
like
They look like some Hurleys. They
2001.
look like some Hurleys.
Yeah.
They look like some
God.
DCs.
You click the heels, the wheels come out and shit.
Not the wheels. Holy shit.
You usher into the club. Usher into the GameStop.
How many of these you think we gonna see at
Zero. Oh, and controllerized?
At controllerized,
Somebody
It's gonna be
win.
one person pop locking in that shit.
that's gonna be a day that Eric's gonna have to pull me back from a fight because I'm definitely talking shit. It's happening. I'm not gonna stop myself.
Oh shit,
One
man.
of those.
That
It's
shit got
happening.
me
And
crying.
then, like, if you say one of those, he gonna be proud. Like, what you talking about, bro? These my Xboxes.
He can start pop locking in the middle of the game. I'm like, nah, Eric, you got that. Eric, pop lock.
Nah, these
I ain't got that.
He gonna battle it out.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and scrap those and try again.
these shoes are crazy, man.
Actually, no, they don't need to try again. They just not try no more. That's that.
Stick to gaming, man. Don't step into the
Microsoft need to
fashion
get their
world.
money back for
Right.
these. Honestly, Microsoft need to be like, I know we had a partnership,
No,
but
they
I
gave
need
that. They gave that job to they gave that job to one of the interns.
These were designed by our blacks at
to a
Xbox.
janitor. When no intern do this.
They need
When
to
no
throw
intern
that.
do this.
They need to throw that in the chest where they threw Mixer. Keep it-
Yo,
Uh,
let me show you this shit one more time.
when I
bro.
saw these, I
Oh,
was
no,
to
baby.
talk about y'all. When I saw these shoots, I said,
Bro,
God.
we're talking about
Stop throwing them things out. I don't even know
Nobody
what
want to see them, man. You upset
That
now.
shit nuts.
Why you zoom in on it?
Wait, I just realized I got the shit kind of squeezed, so they look like baby shoes.
Those
Those
are
are
bad,
I
bro.
wouldn't,
There
I
you
wouldn't
go.
give those shoes to my child. I would never.
Oh shit.
your kid can't wear those
Hell
with you.
no. Hell no.
I respect you so much
Bruh.
more. Now.
He goes to public school. I'm not doing that to him. I'm not doing that to my child. What you mean?
Oh man.
No, that's great shit right there. That's no, never, bro. Damn. Yeah, they need real blacks at Xbox. Make a better shoe. All right, those are our news stories for this week. After our commercial break, we'll be getting into one gotta go and a question from you. So make sure you're in the Discord so you can ask us something. Anything. Not anything. Most things. See you in 60.
One gotta go. this week's one gotta go. I did not hand make this week's one gotta go, y'all. I went back to the deck of pre-made one gotta goes that I bought. Hopefully, it will be as good as the T-Pain debate we had last week. We will see. Well, those at home, also tweet us which T-Pain song you said had to go. I'm curious. Everybody has their own personal reasons. I just want to know. Whenever I talk to our fans, they be telling me,
Ask Sonny right now.
This one.
Ask Sonny right now.
Yeah, I heard that it was a T-Pain. I was actually on your side about it. Like they were saying T-Pain wasn't real. I was like, what?
Oh,
yeah. That was a whole.
I don't know what they be drinking over there, but it's like this, bro. You're not finna just say T-Pain isn't a big deal. Like, I mean, he may not drop stuff all the time now, so he's not super relevant on the charts, but musically, bro, that's cat. You're not gonna lie. So I'll give you
still writing the hits that everyone's listening to right now.
That's what I'll be trying to tell people. So I'll give you last week's one gotta go real quick just to warm up.
All right, cool.
T-Pain songs, one gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Buy You a Drink, I'm Sprung, Bartender, and In Love with a Scripper. I'll read them again. Buy You a Drink, I'm Sprung, Bartender, and Love with a Scripper.
And I'm gonna be completely honest about this. I'm Sprung is the one that I would pick that has to go. And I can actually tell you why. I remember, and this is I think I was interning in radio. No, I just got hired, I think. And I remember this song had just came out and it was like a big hit and it was constantly being played on our station. I remember thinking, this guy's a one-hit wonder. I don't like him. He's not gonna last. And look where he is. Off of that song, that's what I said that to, and I always think about that when I was thinking about that song. I was like, nah, he's clearly like way better now. But I'm Sprung wasn't the song that sold me on him at all.
Listen, I respect that. I respect that statement because I've done that about artists and been wrong. But I tell you, I thought Ray Shremmer was one and done with no flex zone. Mm-hmm. I said, yo, these guys are one hit wonders. They're nothing. And then when they proceeded to drop hit after hit after hit, and their albums be good too. I was like, you know what? Ray Shremmer might be on to something here.
So crazy story about that, and then because I don't want to take up y'all time. When so I can talk about radio stories all day. When they came through and performed for us at our block party for the station, because they came as a paid artist. So basically, they were artists that would pay to be on the stage. So their label at the time paid for it or whatever. We were looking at that name. How the fuck do you pronounce this? Like, we didn't know anything about them. But when they hit that stage, when I say that downtown Atlanta was lit off of that, I was like, all right, these kids might go somewhere. Because that No Flex Zone had downtown popping. Yeah. And that's all they played was that in like one of the songs. And it was just like, whoever they are, they're going to be dope. And they took off. But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. So now we get into this week's One Gotta Go. Now that we've been reminded of last week's One Gotta Go. It's going to be food. All food snack items. All right.
Okay.
Ice cream, brownies, chips, cookies. Ice cream, brownies, chips, cookies. One gotta go.
I'll go first. I'm gonna say ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have ice cream like I used to. I enjoy a good chocolate ice cream, but I can deal without it. But brownies, I love brownies. Brownies, oh my god, a good brownie will go a long way with me. Chips are just dependable. You know, you always gotta have a good chip around.
Honestly, yeah.
Look, chips are going as a good side. Chips is a good little snack to get you on the go. Chips is clutch. Mm. And cookies, depending on the right type of cookie, like cookies, good, fresh, and look, you get them warm, you get them cold, soft, hard. Like it's interchangeable with how the cookie can be formed and produced. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So ice cream got an expiration date. Once you get that, you got to hurry up and eat that joint. Like it melts. Sometimes the flavors ain't always hitting, depending on where you go. Like, come on now. And also, lactose tolerant ice cream.
Lactose tolerant.
I respect it. There is no bad answer. There's no bad answer. I'll go next just to be quick. Ice cream is also about go-to. I have the most sensitive gums in the world. I cannot eat cold things, to be honest with you. Cold shit is a waste of time for me. Like, when I eat ice cream, it takes me forever. Like when people be eating ice cream bars and shit and biting them, that shit makes me cringe inside because I can't bite. My teeth cannot touch cold shit. Like I can't do it. It takes me eating ice cream cones is a long ordeal for me. I'll be looking at shit for 3 days. I'm just like this. I can't do it. So ice cream is not. It's not my thing. Probably.
Okay. I guess I'll go. You know what? Yeah, it's gonna be ice cream for me. The thing is, ice cream is more of like a special occasion thing. Like if you're out like with some friends, or you're on a date, you kind of take you take your date out with get some ice cream after dinner or some shit like that. But if you're chilling at the crib, it's gonna be brownies. You get a nice warm brownie with some ice cream on top of it, maybe, but a nice warm brownie, some oatmeal raisin cookies, I'm cool with, and then chips, man. You guys know me on my stream, you know I love my sweet potato chips. Like that's where I chill at, and that's always my vibe. So yeah, I would definitely say ice cream won't be the main thing I'll go to.
Brownies are definitely going for me. I like brownies a lot. It was hard to think about, but as Willie said about chips, right? Chips are dependable. They're loyal. They always around. They always within arm's reach. I cannot think of the last time I had a brownie. You know, I keep some ice cream in my freezer. I don't really keep cookies around, but the varieties of cookie, fucking macadamias and the chocolate chips and the snickerdoodles, like there's so many good cookies. Brownies is just brownies, and I think that's another thing. It's like brownies is always gonna be a brownie. There's not really, you can get different flavors of them, like cheesecake brownies and shit. I used to work at Honey Baked Ham, so there's a bunch of different type of brownies. But typically, it's like you got your chocolate brownie, and that's what it is. Everything else is.
Here's the thing about the brownie too. Here's the thing about the brownie too. And here's the thing though. Brownie is also a good fusion food. Like if you add it into something like that. So brownie is just like a good warm brownie, bro.
A good warm brownie is great.
You know, when you freshly bake that joint, bro. Oh my god,
man.
Fuck off, man. You talking about people who like ice cream like that wear Xbox shoes. You'll never get. You know what? If Xbox comes out with like a dope, or Adidas or whatever comes out with a dope Xbox shoe, maybe I'll rock it. But right now, they got to go back to the drawing board. I don't need this this alpha preview version of a sneaker. But anyway, I feel like the other foods are a bit more. Brownie? A cookie brownie?
Yeah.
You mean like the big cookie, or you talk?
They call them brookies.
Brookies, cookie brownies.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you make them. Don't you make them in like you make them in a cast iron skillet, right? You
can make them in a cast iron skillet. You can even buy them, bro. Domino's sells them, surprisingly.
Oh yeah. I used to work at Papa John's. We had those.
They hit.
But I consider them more cookies than brownie.
I consider them more brownie than cookie. Personally.
Yeah, it's just brownie in cookie form.
Yeah,
it's not cookie in brownie form.
Because it's still baked and thick like a brownie.
Exactly. And also, let's not talk about what about the cosmic brownies? You know, with the little David Cosmic brownies sprinkles.
We're not talking about those. I tried one of those as an adult, and I was pissed at my childhood for liking them so much.
You know what, Willie? Before you continue, I thought you said Cosby brownies, and I was like, hell no. Hell no, I had that shit.
I'm foul on the plate. I would never. Anyway, no, I'm saying, look, the cosmic brownie, depending on the situation and the scenario and the time of the day, they hit still. Now, they ain't as good as they used to be. But look, I look, if they were sitting around, I was like, hey, it's right there.
Stealing it from your son and shit, man.
I might. Hey, who bought them first? Who bought them?
Oh, shit. That's fucked up. Oh, man. Well, that was fun. Y'all let us know what's got to go. I was purposely trying not to look at the chat as I was making my decision because it was kind of tough. But ultimately, I think it is the brownie for me. But let's see who we got in this. Oh, shit.
No bad answer.
Huh?
There's no bad answers.
True that.
There is no bad answers. I respect them all.
True that. All right. In the pod question queue, I'm seeing 2. Let's see. We're doing all right on time. So as long as Abel K doesn't waste our fucking time, we'll get into the next caller. So, Abel, welcome to the Dead End Gaming Show.
You're live on the air.
Thank you for having me.
What is up?
Welcome.
Not too much. I just had a quick question. Thankfully, since you guys are fighting game fans, I feel like this is a great cast to answer this. But what are your guys' opinions on motion inputs in fighting games and newer fighting games? I've seen on I follow Scrub Quotes on Twitter, and a lot of the posts from there are people complaining about motion inputs, calling motion, even like a simple Hadouken input like an ancient relic of old fighting games from the '90s. So I wonder if y'all thought like they're unnecessary or they shouldn't be in there to keep with the tradition of fighting games. Just that.
Uh, so here's my thing. Because like fighting games are fighting games. The thing about the fighting game community is that it's very it's almost religious in a sense. So, things like, the motions like the fireballs, quarter circle back, quarter circle forward, even down to the language of the inputs and everything, it's a different language in a sense. And it's almost kind of speaking that language and making it kind of like transcended throughout any game. I don't think it, as far as it being like an ancient relic, I don't agree with that. I think it's just about keeping the language, you know,
Yeah.
concurrent throughout each game. And it makes things easier because I mean, even when you look at like games outside of just fighting games, you look at something that's like a third person shooter. Um, More often than not, you know that on an Xbox controller, I wish I had one near me, but I don't, that while you're shooting, whatever button is for PlayStation, if you're playing like a third person shooter, 9 times out of 10, that square button is going to be your reload button. Um, Always the right trigger is going to be your pull the trigger. X is always going to be jump. Circle is always going to be an action button or something like that. It's just a kind of universal language. But for fighting games, when you have your inputs like again, it's just that spoken language. You know that a quarter circle forward, a quarter circle in direction, and a punch or a kick is going to equal out to some kind of projectile. Your forward, down forwards are going to equal, your DP moves and stuff like that. But I mean, like, no, I think that has to stay. That's always going to
Yeah.
stay. I will say, however, I feel as though moves have gotten easier to input.
Hmm.
I feel like some games have gotten lazier with just doing quarter circles,
Yeah.
quarter circle forwards, quarter circle backs, maybe one or two punches here or there, maybe one, two buttons. Very rarely do we see, not say that, but I've seen some games like Dragon Ball Z Fighters that tend to make their inputs very simple.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's something that, or even doing the supers is very simple. You just push one button and push two buttons and you have it done. I don't agree with that, but yeah, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Sonny on this one. Growing up playing fighting games, especially the Street Fighters, the Mortal Kombat's, the Killer Instincts, that language, that motion language was it's just how it was. It's just how we learned fighting games, like quarter circle forward. Everybody knows that's a Hadouken, or that's a, or it's just how it's just deeply ingrained in the DNA of what fighting games is knowing that language, and they still use it to this day. Even if you look at like current Street Fighter, current Mortal Kombat, current Tekken, all the I guess you could say the OG fighting games still use that same language. Now, when you look at a game that was probably made by Arc System, where you get like the Guilty Gears or the Dragon Ball Fighters, where it's a little bit more simplified, which I do
Mm-hmm.
enjoy still playing those games. Um,
Definitely.
and I have a lot of fun with it. But I feel like there's room for still both of those to exist in the fighting game world. And as fighting game players, we can adjust to both easily. Like we can. It's not a case where it's like, oh, I can't play this game because there's no motion inputs, or there are motion inputs in this game. I don't want to play this because I prefer to have a game where it's more simplified. Um, so I want to and I like the fact that both still exist because it brings a variety. I don't want all my fighting games to play exactly the same. There's no
Right.
challenge in that. If every fighting game plays exactly the same, it's just different characters and it looks different. It's not fun. Like you want to be able to challenge yourself to be able to learn and get good at different fighting games because they're different. Like if I'm good at Mortal Kombat and I'm good at fighters, that makes me a well-rounded player. But if I can only play one style of fighting game, then that really kind of just doesn't make me a really great fighting game player. I'm just good at that game or that type of game. So I want to see even now and into the future that language still being used. And I think as long as we have games like Mortal Kombat still making games, Street Fighter and Tekken and Killer Instinct if it decides to come back, those games that have been around for a while, I think that we don't have to worry about those. Even if there are people who are complaining about it, that language will still be there. Those motion inputs will still be a big component to the data and the DNA of the fighting game. So, that's how I feel about it.
The gift and the curse of the internet is that all voices are heard. Again, it's a good thing. All voices are heard, but it's also a bad thing. All voices are heard. And what I mean by that is you're always going to have people who are in favor of something, and you're always going to have people who just bitch about the same exact thing because everybody's different. When you look at the past of fighting games, let's look at like Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, 3, Street Fighter Third Strike, whatever. You had to do like double quarter circle forwards, then a punch button to pull off your moves. Now you go into a game, it's just like 1 quarter circle forward, 2 punch buttons, and you do the same thing. Or like Sonny was saying about Dragon Ball Fighters, you tap like 1, 2 buttons, they do the super move, like they do all the shit. It gets like real flashy. So games are already a lot more accessible than they used to be. And with something like Smash Brothers, for instance, you have characters who are who can use motion controls, but you also have the option to not use the motion inputs for them. Ryu, Ken, Terry, Bogart. And the trade-off for that is with the motion inputs, they take more time, but they do more damage. But if you just use the special button, they're faster, but they're weaker. So I think that is also an option too. But I definitely think that both types of games are necessary, like Willie was saying, because you don't want to alienate your old school people versus your new school people, because it's like when you try to make something accessible, you still want the more hardcore people to still want to access it. And that's really the balance that games have to do between making a game casual versus hardcore, and making that learning curve fair but steep, like easy to pick up, hard to master is what they typically say. So I think as long as a game can strike that balance, then they're good money. People who just bitch about motion controls play different games, because not every game has them.
It's funny to me because a lot of people are saying it for balancing reasons, but like if you're still gonna get your ass whooped with or without those controls, because the people that are better are gonna be better regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that makes sense for the balancing argument, because balancing just means that a character isn't overpowered. You not knowing the moveset doesn't mean the game isn't balanced. That's about putting in the hours of practice. But my statement I'd add to this is kind of like basically what y'all said. Every game is going to have its own play style, and if you want to play that game, you're going to learn that play style. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the motion inputs. They've been around for a while. I'm not saying that like just because it's old, it's perfect. I'm just saying like they've been a staple so long that trying to get rid of them would take a long time, and then trying to find an alternative that everyone's happy with also probably wouldn't work. So you just got to go with what you like. I mean, I'm not a fan of every fighting game, but I play the ones I like. So it's like, and every game has its own way of bringing in accessibility. Even long-standing series like Tekken, they added in rage, they added in special moves, they added in the shit where you could you press R1 and it'll do like an advanced move, press R1 like square, triangle, circle, something.
Oh
like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Exactly. So like every game has its own style of accessibility. So I don't know, bro. I don't have any issue with the quarter circles and shit, because I mean that's what I'm used to. But then again, some of these games I'm not even into. Like I have Dragon Ball Fighters, and I still cannot understand this auto combo shit, y'all. I'm so used to knowing I press my buttons in this order for this combo. Tapping the same button over and over again really fucks with my head. Like,
auto combos are a whole nother thing. In KOF 14, auto combos go straight into the super. It's crazy shit, man.
I meant to ask you, Abel, what specific games are you seeing people complain about that issue with?
I think mostly like Street Fighter, Dragon Ball fighters. I think those are the main two because they're the like most popular. Tekken doesn't really have too many like quarter circles, except for like if you're doing a Korean backdash or like a
certain grabs,
crouch dash, or grabs with that too. I mean, it's most like Street Fighter stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, games like Tekken or like Dead or Alive don't have the Soul Calibur don't have like the necessary platform to have the quarter circles or half circles, whatever. They're usually like a press forward or tap forward or back or however. As far as auto combos go, it is an issue. I mean, even in the Dragon Ball Fighters community, it's kind of frowned upon when you do auto combos. They're like, oh, he's just using the auto combo. I mean, the game leaves you open enough to create your own combos, which is a beautiful thing. If you know to read frames, you can read the frames, you can pick up what you're gonna do. I mean, that kind of goes into what I was saying earlier, that some fighting games do make it a little too easy, but I understand what they're trying to do, get the younger generation interested in whatever fighting game. So yeah, you're gonna make it easy for people to just do an auto combo, whatever, let them have it. But similar to what we were saying earlier, I mean, it's a fighting game. It's a level playing field regardless. You just got to know the moves and just got to be good at it one way or another, you know?
Straight up. Abel, would you like anybody to reach you out there in the World Wide Web?
I mean, the only thing I'm on is Twitter. You can find me at Abel K or on Abel_K1.
All right, and that's ABEL, right?
Correct, yeah.
All right, appreciate you, Abel. Great question, man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing as Abel didn't waste our fucking time, we're gonna go into our next question asker, who is Kadeem, aka Let's Geek Out. You're on Dead End Gaming.
You're on the air.
You are live.
You here?
Uh-oh.
We don't hear you.
Oh, wait.
All right.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Glad to be here, y'all. So, my question is, with all these games, excuse me, all these games coming out, a lot of new games. Yeah, well, except for I don't know about Xbox yet, but still. Anyways, all these new games that's coming out with PlayStation and eventually Xbox, and backlogs of PS4 games and stuff like that. How do you keep yourselves like getting burnt out from all the games that's coming out? Like getting burnt out, like, oh my God, I gotta finish this game before I even even think about touching this game. Like, how do you keep yourselves from burning out and eventually, God forbid, losing, like, I guess your passion for the game, I guess passion for loving playing video games?
I'll hop into that. For one, the main biggest thing that I've done is not feel pressured to finish these games. Like, if I'm not forcing myself to finish off Mega Man X6. Like, I'm not forcing myself to finish off Kingdom Hearts 3. These are games that I started, but finishing these games don't increase nothing in my life except my gamer score or my trophies or whatever. So if there's a game that comes out, or if there's a game sitting on my backlog that's better or something that more suits me, I'm going to play that, because, we're all adults. We got lives. We might have families. We got other obligations. So gaming is a very time consuming hobby. And I make sure that I spend my time wisely, only playing shit that I love, or if I'm just like really interested in it. I'm also not the guy to get the new game as soon as it comes out, unless it's in a franchise that I'm really into. Like Resident Evil 8, I made a decision not to get it until I'm done with Astro Chain. But now I'm gonna get it sooner, because shout out to Jam, he donated me the money to go ahead and cop that and stream it. But yeah, I don't get games on day one full price. Whenever I get around to them is whenever I get around to them. By the time I do get around to them, they're a bit cheaper in price. So that's really it. Like, my backlog is fucking dwindled, and I play less JRPGs when I can help it. So that's the secret.
Yeah,
His answer is similar to mine. So his answer is similar. I don't be paying full price. I'll be waiting for games to go on sale, because I don't be in a rush no more. I don't force myself to finish these games. So I'd be like, well, I ain't pay full price, so I ain't hurting nobody. So I'm good. If I'm not feeling it after the first couple hours, that shit's getting turned off. Y'all saw what happened to, what was the shit y'all made me play?
Outlast.
That shit, it would delete it same night.
Game Pass has made it so easy to quit games, bro. Like, it's made it so easy to quit games.
You haven't made that full price investment. That's why.
Right. It's just like, well.
Yeah, for me, it's like, the way I do it is, I think, because my schedule is always so crazy with just everything I do. So when I carve out time to game. So like, my gaming time is either when I'm streaming or at night, when it's like my time to kind of just chill out and relax. So I'm a one at a time gamer. So like if I'm playing a game that I say, okay, I'm gonna beat this game, I usually just focus on playing that game, unless it's like a fighting game or somewhere I can just kind of turn on, or Apex, something I can just turn on and get a couple rounds in and then just bounce out. But when it comes to like story based games, I say, okay, I'm gonna work on this game and I'm gonna complete this game, and then I'm gonna go to this game. So like Ratchet and Clank, like Alien Isolation, I did that. Then I said, okay, now I'm gonna go to Ratchet and Clank. Did that. Now I'm on Resident Evil. I'm gonna do that, and then I'll go to Returnal. So I'm not trying to like pressure myself to say, oh, this game's out now and this game's out. Let me try to juggle both. Now let me just put all my energy into one game, and as far as the story based game is concerned, and then finish it, get my fill and my money's worth, and get my full attention to it, and then move on to the next. And if the backlog adds up, it adds up. Like there's games still that I have to finish. Like I still have to finish Ori and the Will of the Wisp, but I'm not that much into it to really have to want to play it all the time. And there's games that I've downloaded that's sitting on my PlayStation and sitting on my Xbox and my PC that I haven't even started yet, but I'll get to it when I get to it. It's like, it's a matter of like, do I feel the game is important enough for me to start and play it, and do I enjoy it enough to want to keep playing it? So that's how I don't get burned out. I just don't overwhelm myself.
I agree.
So for me, I don't know. I have like a base. It's always going to be a base game that I'm going to play regardless. Like mainly those are the shooters. Because I play very competitively, so I'm always going to play Apex. When Rainbow Six was really high, I was always playing Rainbow Six. After that, it was PUBG. Then after that, it was Valorant, and then I went into Apex. But so I'm always gonna have that base game that I'm going to play regardless. That's just where I am with just kind of like my gaming sense. Outside of that, if I'm looking for like an action game or a one-player game or something like that, if I'm not interested in the story, I'm probably not going to play it. I'm probably not going to purchase it. And bonus points if it's from like a franchise that I love. If it's a Legend of Zelda main story from Legend of Zelda, I'm buying first day. If it's a Resident Evil, I'm buying first day. Final Fantasy VII, buying the first day. Fighting games, Street Fighter, fighting games that I do care about. Guilty Gear. I've never really played Guilty Gear for real, except for during the beta. I'm going to play this new one, but I'm more excited for King of Fighters. So maybe I won't get Guilty Gear when it drops, but I will definitely be getting King of Fighters when it drops. So it depends on what I'm interested in for the most part. But when it comes to like the story-based games, I mean, like I said, it's about that action, it's about that story. Returnal, I saw the previews for. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the type of game it was, because of Hades. But something about the game kind of drove me to it, and I was like, I gotta at least check this out. So I checked it out, and I enjoyed it. I played through it, and I moved on to the next. As far as getting the backlogs, yeah, I got those. Dragon Quest is still back there.
Same.
Eric was a game I didn't buy when it came out was Persona 5. I saw everyone go crazy over Persona 5 Royal, telling me time and time again, "Oh, you're gonna love it because you love Final Fantasy 7. You're gonna love it, blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I finally I bought it, and I was like, where the fuck was this game? Like, what I'm saying? But that was like a later purchase, and I took my time with that game. I took my time. I didn't play all the way directly through. I played other games on top of that. But so I do have my backlog of games. Do I dive back in sometimes? Sometimes. Persona 5 Royal was the game I had to go back into. It was in my backlog because I had other games to play. Right now, Persona 4 is in my backlog right now. And I've been piecing because again, the JRPGs take for fucking ever. So I take my time with that. I play. It's like picking up a book. Well, all these games are like books to me, for the most part. I mean, like they're good books to read. Returnal, Resident Evil is like something like you just want to pick up and get into just for the story. If you're a fan of the story, you dive into it. If it was a fucking Splinter Cell, I'm gonna pick that up because I'm a fan of Splinter Cell. Not so much Assassin's Creed anymore because they fucked up. But yeah, when I do have my backlog, if I care enough about it, I will dive back into it. If it's a story that I really want to finish and really dive back into, I will. But I mean, outside of that, I stick to my competitive games, my Apexes, whatever fighting game I'm on at the time, and that's kind of where I stay.
Also, it's worth noting that I made a tweet a few days ago about people who watch a whole bunch of TV asking me how I have time for gaming. I don't watch TV at all. Like literally none of it. Like there's every now and then, you get an Invincible, you get a Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision every now and then or whatever, but I'm not the type of person to watch sports, news, none of that shit. So that carves out a lot of time for gaming. So my days is literally work, stream, game, workout, eat. Like that's like, and then like personal alone time or extracurricular time or whatever. But that's really like the breakdown. You know, there's no anime. People always say, "Oh, you watch One Piece?" Hell nah, got time for that shit. You know, I'm out here gaming. Like I got games to finish.
You better not be watching One Piece. You better not be watching One Piece and everything. One Piece is the anime that you need the most time to watch.
Right, that's what I say. One Piece.
Watching One Piece.
That's what. Yeah.
1,000 episodes. No one got time for that. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I still got a like fucking BioShock on my list. I've been wanting to go back to Dead Space on my PC for a minute. It's a lot of shit, bro. And you know, this Mass Effect trilogy about to come out. I want to replay them.
Yikes!
In 120 frames. It's gonna be. Yeah, man. It is. It's definitely not easy. And I used to complain about it a lot when I first got on Dead End Gaming than I do now. But that's because
he did used to complain a lot.
It was terrible because I had them JRPGs. I had Persona 5. I had Dragon Quest 11. I had a bunch of shit just like piling up. You know, I recently beat Final Fantasy 97 for the first time. I had a lot of shit, bro. I had a lot of shit. But now it's just in all those games I was playing, I did love. But nowadays it's just like, you know, if I ever get bored of the games I'm playing, I could just hop on Game Pass, find something, you know, to play for a few minutes. Something like a Cluster Truck or something, you know?
Cluster Truck.
Yeah, that game's fun.
Cluster Truck. I've never heard of that before in my life.
You should try
I
it.
ain't never heard of it.
Check it out.
But I appreciate y'all answering my question, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
You want people to reach out to you at all?
Oh yeah, y'all hit me up on all on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Let's Geek Out _. You'll see, you know, my profile pic, my ugly mug on there. So yeah, hit me up.
Let's say that. Tell us about your YouTube real quick, man. What's your YouTube like?
I'm still working on it, but right now I'm trying to refrain from doing anything but just reaction videos. I want to really do more than like doing gameplays, doing let's plays, doing challenges, like really, you know, connect with people, other gamers such as myself on my YouTube channel, not just doing reaction videos and stuff like that. So I'm still working on it. It's still a work in progress, and I'm thinking of doing streaming on either on YouTube or on Twitch. I'm leaning more towards to Twitch better because, you know, the huge community of gamers that's on there, just like you guys. So I'm really looking forward to doing something like that. But yeah.
Okay. That's Let's Geek Out. Any
Sir.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all. I love y'all show. And oh yeah, Granddad, just want to say this. Proud of you getting the Xbox, man.
Hey,
proud
man,
of you, bro.
Hey, look.
Hopefully you came a long way from that one time when you was cussing out Nintendo for even wanting Game Pass on there, man.
I forgot about that.
People change, and people realize that things have to be different in life. But you know, I appreciate that. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm enjoying the Xbox for what it is as the Game Pass box. Game Pass has done a lot. So yeah.
All right, that's what's up, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all. Much love.
All right, man. Take it easy.
No.
All right, that has been the question segment. If you want to join us on Twitch every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Eastern time. Hop in our Discord, show us some love, ask us a question. Yo, let me ask you something, Willie. Every time somebody like singles somebody out when they call in, I'd be like, oh shit, here you go. Did you have that feeling just now? Like,
nah. I mean, look, I already know, like, it's gonna be something. Like, when they say, let me ask you something, it's gotta be like, I know it's gonna be something crazy, or something crazy, just something like, all right, it's something that I said before, and now I didn't change, I didn't had to change your heart, or something like that. So I'm like, all right, what is it? What is it now?
Yeah, like,
nothing shake me now, bro. I've been doing this too long. Don't nothing shake me now.
I was hoping he was gonna challenge him to Smash or something, like something that wasn't crazy. I was in my mind. I'm like, this could go anywhere.
I thought it was
kind of nervous. I was like, what if somebody came in? My question's for Sonny. I was like, oh, shit.
I thought it was gonna be like a drug thing or something.
Yeah, I was open up. Like open the door. Like, what you mean?
Shit. Yeah, man, you never know. But yeah, that's the question segment. That's it for the show. Hopefully next week we'll be rejoined by BZ and Tyler. Much thanks to Sonny for joining us. Sonny, remind the people where they can find you.
You can definitely find me at twitch.tv/SonnySays, SONNISAYZ. I be there. I be apexing. I be playing other stuff and bullshit and having a good time with my community. You know, good vibes. Good vibes.
All right. And Kevin, what you getting into for the rest of the week? I don't think I asked this question last week.
First, go check out the YouTube. The upload for Ultimate Madness Round 3. The next round, Ultimate Madness 3 Round 2 just dropped on the YouTube over there at Hold It Down Pod. This tournament is heating up, but this week wasn't that surprising. This week's battles, it went how you expected. The week after next week for the semifinals, it really could go either way, to be honest with you. I have no idea how this shit's going to end. So it's the most interesting thing in battle rap right now. So like I said, if you fuck with battle rap, come fuck with Hold It Down Pod. What else am I doing? I don't know. I got time, so I figure it out. The Friday after this, next Friday, not this Friday, catch me over there again, producing for Odd Fridays over there on Dead End Hip Hop. It's going to be Kendrick Lamar versus Game. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can vote on the rounds and even the next battle.
All right, Willie, what you getting into besides falling asleep? You've been over here yawning and leaning. Motherfucker looking like he about to get a fatality on him.
It's been a long day, my man. It's been a long day, bro.
Finish him.
I got finish him. So we got more Resident Evil 8 tomorrow. So that's gonna be streaming tomorrow, and then we got Gears 2 with BZ on his channel Thursday. We started that last week, so we're gonna keep that up. If I can, because my Friday's been kind of crazy. If I can, I'll try to do a Fighting Game Friday stream. Also, the Smash Ultimate Champions tournament is getting pushed back a week because I have to work that Saturday too. So I ain't gonna be able to do the stream. So we're gonna have to push it back a week, and I gotta also reach out to everybody still. So look out for that. So not this Saturday, the following Saturday we're gonna be doing that tournament. So keep an eye out if you are champion. I'll be reaching out to you to make sure that you can be a part of the tournament and confirm your spot, and we'll get it going.
As for me, tomorrow is my Just Chatting stream. We'll be doing something different. I'm doing a Discord call-in show, kind of like what we do here at Dead End Gaming, but people can hop on my stream, ask me any question. It can be like Stream Teach related or gaming related, personal, whatever. But it's an AMA. You can ask me anything you want. That don't mean I'm going to answer everything you ask, but feel free to run it by me. Friday, you gotta hit it. It's an AMA, but it ain't an answer anything. Goddamn it! You can ask Panic anything you want. Friday, I was gonna be streaming Tekken, but since I'm getting Resident Evil Village, shout out to the donator again, Jamtastic. That's the homie. He specifically said to me like, "Yo, we can't be giving these OnlyFans." He was like, OnlyFans can't be the only one getting our support, and I'm like, yeah, like, that's real. So yeah, we're gonna be on that Friday. I'll be playing it for the first time. Old School Saturday will be Parappa the Rapper, which I am notoriously terrible at rhythm games. So we're gonna try to survive that for 3 hours. And that's it, man. This has been DEG, and we will catch you next week. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Damn, nobody said, yeah, no beat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Quick. Oh, shit.
So
About the hair implant.
BZ got some hair implants.
Damn.
Don't you do BZ like that. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I would die laughing at BZ. He showed up with like a goddamn toupee right.
You pop up like Floyd Mayweather. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Right? I'm like, bro, what is that?
You been choosing to be bald? Yeah, I thought I'd just change it up.
Right.
Bro, we would have had to devote a solid 10 to 15 minutes.